Hey, what's up, guys? I'm here with Joe Kampert. Joe, you said something really powerful. I want to be able to set my business up so I can work with who I want to, not the person that comes in the door that I need to take on to pay my bills. What was the game changer for you that made that possible?
Man, the game changer was, gosh, it was years ago now. And I remember I'm primarily on the property and casualty side of things. But again, this can apply to any verticals. Whoever's listening, it doesn't matter if you're PNC, life, health, Medicare, this does apply to you. So listen up. Again, for me, I was saying yes to everything. I was a captive Allstate guy, came over to the independent world in 2018. And maybe a lot of y'all have gone through this moment of, oh my gosh, if it can be insured, I can do it now. I'm independent. I have 200 carriers and all these options and all this access and yada yada yada, right? And I remember saying basically yes to everything, and that was my slogan: was if it can be insured, I'm your guy. Well, we all know what happens, when you become the yes man, is you start to say yes to everything and you spread yourself so freaking thin.
Mhm.
And I'll never forget this day, and I always like to tell this story because facts tell, stories sell. Is Legion of Foam, and the guy's name is Alex Donahue. I'll never forget it. It was a Nerf gun arena where, again, it was an arena where kids could go and it was like a paintball kind of setup, but then would also go to kids' birthday parties and set up again mobile Nerf. And so again, it's Nerf, but
Nice.
still it's risky. And you got kids running around, you got guns, whatever. And but I remember, hey, yeah, dude, I can do this. I'm independent. And I'm talking 45 days later. And I mean, probably 50 pages of supplemental applications and all these things that we had to go through with underwriting. And I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be just the biggest payday of my freaking life.
Yeah.
And I get the binder, and basically that's, hey, here's the quote. We're ready to issue this policy. And it was $1,200 a year. It was premium financed. It was manual renewal every single year. And again, minus taxes and fees, I made less than $100 on that account. And
Ooh.
so again, I tell that story because I went through it and it sucked. And I still closed the policy because I said yes, and I want to be a man of my word. But that was also the light bulb moment for me. What we were talking about backstage is that, man, I don't need every single carrier in the state of Texas, or I don't need every single carrier in one state. I need the best carriers in all of the states.
Mhm.
And so again, now being able to operate at a national scale, I think a lot of agents miss how easy it is to kind of go out and do that, right? And it's not like you have to go retest. It's not that you have to do all this additional CE and things to maintain your license. You can literally go to the NIPR, which is the National Insurance Producer Registry. You go pay a small fee. And again, some states can be more expensive, some less. You can go to the Midwest and pick up Indiana, Ohio, and Missouri, all of those non-resident licenses for like $120, and within 48 hours now you're a licensed representative in those states. So that was the game changer for me. And then obviously you pair that with the virtual world we're living in. I can get in front of any and everybody where I want to get in front of them, right? And also again, who I want to be in front of. So I'm not having to say yes to everybody in Texas just to pay my bills. I get
Yeah.
to go out and again say yes and be a little bit more selective, not demeaning in a way to the client. But
Yeah.
there are some clients, and I know we all have them on our book of business, where, gosh, why is I really, man, I already know what this phone call is going to be, right? And so you get to say no to some of that stuff. You can fire clients if you really want, because you can go out and get the clients that you really want to build a book of business with when you have the ability to
Yeah.
do that at a national scale. So
So you're really selective. Tell me about your ideal client avatar that you are seeking after. Who are you bringing in?
I would say so. Definitely younger.
Mhm.
If you're listening to this, you can't see, but if you're watching this at all, like I look like I'm a baby. I'm 31. I definitely resonate better with the, I would say, middle-aged crowd. So really, again, 20s to 30s to 40s. I start getting in the 50s and 60s. Don't get me wrong. I was raised right, and I know how to talk, right? But still, I start to lose some of that resonation with them, where, again, that middle age, kind of just now starting maybe their family, starting their business. I love new business owners. But again, my biggest thing, and this goes back to how I get in front of them, is people who are somewhat tech savvy.
Nice.
And that really
Nice.
is it. It's like, hey, are they on Facebook? I mean, that's literally one of my first things in my ideal client is, are they on social media? Because
Yeah.
that's how I'm able to really kind of show them who Joe is. Just because we're in insurance, doesn't mean we're robots. We have families, we have lives, we do the same things. So again, kind of that middle age, but also again, somebody who is a little bit more tech savvy, a little bit more on social media, just so I can really get my message across to them.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. So you're talking about going outside of Texas into, like, you used Indiana and Ohio. How are you bringing those people in? You're selective about who you want to work with. How do you bring that in? Is that organic social media? Are you using paid ads? I can just hear some of my audience members going right now, these agency owners going, okay, Joe's saying I should go national, but once I pay the licensing fees, Now what? Is it just giving me more reach on my ads? Like, how are you bringing those people in?
I would say 95% of what I do is all organic. A lot of that
Wow.
being through social media, specific platform Facebook. I know some people like to play in their different lanes. I'm not a TikTok. I don't even have TikTok downloaded whatsoever. I think my wife would kill me because I already spend enough time on Facebook. But it's really Facebook, man. I'll do some stuff on Instagram, but it is primarily Facebook through my personal profile. Here's a quick tip. In order to increase your reach to get in front of more people, turn on professional mode. A lot
Yes.
of people I see out there, they don't have professional mode on and they can't track all the analytics that they need to track to see, okay, hey, this is working over here versus if it's not, right? So professional mode is a great way to track that on my personal profile alone. And if you guys don't follow me, you can go follow me at Joe Frazier Kampert. All I'm doing, y'all, is just posting on my personal profile. When you turn on professional mode, Facebook actually gives you a weekly challenge. So I do see this a
Yes.
lot where like, man, I'm really struggling with the organic side. Facebook will literally tell you now, hey, this is my focus for the week. And it will give you action items to go out and complete that. And it will auto check those off as you're completing them. So again, professional mode's a big hack there. The other thing, dude, again, on the organic side, outside of just my personal profile, is going to be the Facebook groups. There
Yes.
is a Facebook group for everything. Y'all, literally the largest Facebook group to ever be created. And it's funny, I was just talking about this, and now there's a Netflix documentary on it. It's the guy who stormed Area 51. And so he created, it's the largest Facebook group in history where all of these people joined this group because we're going to storm Area 51. It was crazy. They actually showed up, and then they all got shot with rubber bullets and stuff. So you probably didn't want to show up. But I say that to say there is a Facebook group for everything. So you can go out there and find insurance business in so many of these groups. I'll give you a quick tip for
Yeah.
anybody that's listening or watching. Go find a new to blank group. So a big group for me, which you asked me what my ideal client avatar is,
Yeah.
20s, 30s, 40, right, middle age. There is a group here in Austin. You can come join it. I don't care. It's called New to Austin. I'm in Austin, Texas. So it's called New to Austin 20s and 30s. Why is that a prevalent group for me to be in? Because what's one of the number one things people do when they move to a new city? Or what do
Get a
they
new
need?
house. Yeah.
New house, new insurance, really just making change because I want to catch them when
Mm.
they're making change because that's when they're going to be more susceptible to buy something new for me because I'm adding something additional, right? So again, there's Facebook groups, man. I'm really big into trucking, so there's trucking groups out there. The search bar is your friend, y'all. Just
I
search.
love that.
Like,
I
so if
love
you're in
that.
South Carolina, just look up neighborhood groups in South Carolina, and you would be amazed that once you get into the groups, you can use the search bar again and just type the word insurance. It'll pull every single post that anybody's ever asked. Who are you guys using for your insurance?
I love that. So in those groups, so you are so creative online, by the way. If people not following Joe, definitely go follow him. I've stolen a couple ideas of yours in some of my graphics, but what do you post in these groups so that it doesn't feel like Joe's going in there and just like spamming the group? Do you post memes? Do you post like videos? Like, how do you get your word out in these groups?
So great question. I would even go one step back is how do you
Okay.
actually join the group? A lot of people will lie to get into the group. Once you get into the group and you start posting, they instantly know you're a liar, right? So like when I go
Mm,
into trucking groups or I'm joining these other groups, I don't try to act like I'm a trucker. I literally say, hey, I'm an insurance agent, but I specialize in helping truckers. So I'm just honest right out the rip. And if they decline me, they decline me. But I know if they
yeah.
accept me, then I'm already kind of a leg up when it comes to having my comments and posts received well versus just getting against like deleted, banned, whatever, you're gone. So be honest when you're joining the groups. And then the second thing, I'll never go in and post first. I will comment. So I'll just
Nice.
start
Okay.
scrolling
Okay.
and I will only comment if I have something of value to share. We've all seen it, the threads where it's like, wait, hold on, comment, comment, comment. And then it's like, join this WhatsApp chat or this
Yeah.
Telegram channel, you know? And it's like,
Right.
what the heck is this, right? It is
Yeah.
obvious spam. For me, this is specific to trucking, but it's like there's this company called RMIS, Registry Monitoring Insurance Services. They handle a lot of their certificates of insurance at a national scale for large trucking and logistic companies. You have to work with them to
Mhm.
send them the certificates and then they send it over to Amazon, whoever they're working with, right? They can be, excuse my French, they could be a pain in the ass to freaking
Yeah.
deal with. And so I would see literally that was one of the comments where, hey, I cannot get RMIS to approve this certificate. And hey, I'm not going to go in and say, dude, I'll help you with your insurance and I'll replace everything. And it's, hey, I'm totally, dude, being an insurance agent. So I'm letting them know what I do. But
Yeah.
being an insurance agent, I see this all the time. Here's their direct phone number. It's actually way easier just to call in versus having to wait on the email because it could be weeks. I'm not even
Nice.
selling it, but I just plug. I hope you guys heard that. Being an insurance, I see
Yes.
this all the time, right? They'll be messaging me. I'm not the one having to cold DM and get into people's messages, to try and sell them insurance. I'm only commenting where I can provide value. Once I've provided enough value within the group, maybe even gotten some deals and clients out of the group, then I'll start posting about my services and how I can help a trucker, how I can help a new homeowner, whatever the vertical is, right? But again, be honest when you join and then only comment where you can actually provide value. If you can't provide value, it's like the old saying, right? Where it's if you got nothing nice to say, just don't say anything at all.
Yeah.
If you can't provide value, just keep going. Don't try to comment and drum up business where it's again you can't provide that value. So
Yeah, that's really good. How do you divide your time? Because you have groups that you own. Now you're in a
mhm.
lot of other groups. Is it all Joe online? Do you have a VA or somebody in your office helping with that? Like, how do you determine what's going to be a good return on my investment of time when I'm on social media?
The easiest way to describe it, I'm going to blow some of y'all's freaking
Yeah.
minds too, because you're like, oh my gosh. So I run like 17 of my own groups, and I just left like 50 groups, but I'm in like 224 Facebook groups.
Wow.
So I am everywhere. Now, when it comes to my ROI, people are like, how are you always on Facebook? I am using it as a business tool. It makes me
Yes.
money. It's
Yeah.
every single agent. So when I'm talking about this too, I know we're talking about client facing and selling insurance. I use Facebook for all of my recruiting, right? I've never run a single ad or paid any money on marketing spend to recruit agents. We have over 150 agencies with us,
Wow.
all from Facebook groups, organic, right? And
That's
again, through
crazy,
personal
man.
profile, but it's the groups. If you're not using it as a business tool, then yeah, take it down. But I tell everybody right next to Agent CRM, literally here's Agent CRM. My second
Yeah.
CRM is freaking Facebook.
Yeah.
And I just
I
have
love
it up.
that.
I have it up every single day. I'm typically more on my laptop. I don't always have, it open on my phone just because, again, phone can be a little bit more distracting in my opinion. I like to have
Mhm.
it up where I'm working. And then dude, I can just cruise. And because I've used it as a business tool for so long, it really only puts the type of post that I want to see in front of me, right? It's not a bunch of babies or wedding pictures. It's the blue collar millionaires, it's the truckers, it's entrepreneurial stuff. It's all putting that in front of me. So again, I tell everybody I just use it as a business tool. And they're like, why do you spend so much time on it? It's like, because it makes me freaking money. So if it's not making you money, and then that's where, again, you would need to really break down like, okay, what's my ROI here? Like, I am making some money, but like, are you making 40 bucks? Or, hey, if I get one trucking deal, that pays me 2,500 average revenue. I think that makes
Yeah.
sense for me to keep Facebook open and cruise through the groups, right?
I love that. So, for those of you that might have skipped it earlier, Joe does not have TikTok. He focuses solely on Facebook. We're talking a lot about organic and groups. Do you do any social ads to bolster your exposure as well? Because you are everywhere on organic. You're shaking your head. No, you don't do any Facebook ads, Joe. It's all organic.
No
That is
ads.
incredible, man.
Yeah, no
Unbelievable.
ads.
That is
I
crazy
tell
ROI because your cost is basically zero. It's just your time.
It's just your time. I tell that's my catchphrase is I don't spend a dime other than time, which my time is of value. So to Alex's
Yeah.
point, like make sure it makes sense. But again, if you're using it as a business tool, you've got professional mode turned on. So I'm tracking and split testing everything that I'm posting and running. Again, it's very easy to back in those numbers to make sure it makes sense for spending the amount of time that you are. But yeah, I don't spend a dime other than time, baby.
I love it. Last question, Joe, and thanks for your time, man. When you post in the groups, when you're making a new post in the groups, are you selling yourself? Are you posting memes? What are you doing to create engagement and build your value in the group on the new posts?
Typically, if I'm posting in the group, I would probably go and it's kind of a hodgepodge, right? I have a different kind of mix because I'm an engagement. I want engagement, but I
Mhm.
also want like relational type. I want them to see that I'm a human. And then obviously the business post. At the end of the day, if you don't ask for the sale, they'll never know that you can actually help them. So at some point, you do have to be that guy that's like, I can help you with your insurance, right? And you may not get a few, you may, get your mom and grandma may like it, nobody else, but it doesn't matter. It's like you still got to let them know, right? But for me, it's testimonials, man. I think you guys do a great job with this at Agent CRM too, which is why you have such a big user base. It's the testimonials. So I'll share client stories, success stories. I'll share client I wouldn't call them failure stories, but just problems and situations that they went through that we were able to come in and help resolve. The testimonials speak way louder than me ever talking about me and what I do.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Joe, so much for your time, man. I appreciate it. For those of you watching, download this playbook. Take action on this. Facebook is where you can make a ton of money, but you got to be strategic, like what Joe said.
Absolutely. Thanks, man.
Thank you for watching. Please take notes. Please take action and subscribe. You will not get any value from the lesson you just got unless you implement it in your business. Please share this episode if you got value from it, and I'll see you online.